What if I could give you 5 simple steps to dramatically improving the sales, the income, your time investment in your small business? What if I could give you 5 simple steps that would make a massive difference? Hi, this is Randy Kirk, and you've arrived at Small Business Daily. And today we're gonna look at 5 ways. Each of these 5 ways will take about 8 hours. You may invest less or you may invest more because maybe you have a little more knowledge or a little less knowledge about each of these 5 steps. But we're going to talk about these 5 approaches that if you would take 8 hours on each, that after just one work week, 40 hours of time investment, your small business would be dramatically more successful. Does that sound like a deal? Okay. Well, if you like the idea, please press like. If you like the channel, please subscribe. And if you'd like to know about what we're going to talk about tomorrow, then push notify. We're going to dig in now and we're going to talk about these 5 steps. All right. Step number 1 would be learn to sell. I mean the owner. You, the owner, learn to sell. If you are not doing most of the selling, you still need to learn how to sell so that you can direct your salespeople or your customer service people in appropriate sales techniques so that they become better at selling. If you're better at selling, you're also going to be better at managing salespeople. Someday we'll be doing a pretty big deal about sales management, which is anyway, we'll talk about that another day. But what we're talking about today is you learn how to sell. Now, the very first 6 episodes that we did back around the beginning of March, which you can find right here on this same channel, those first 6 episodes would take you a combination of about an hour and 20 minutes or something to listen to those 6 steps, those first 6 episodes of how to become a better salesperson. Then from there, you'd want to dig a little deeper. You could go to my book, When Friday Isn't Payday, and that would give you an opportunity to dig a little deeper into these 6 steps that I believe are important for learning how to sell. So you could look at Think and Grow Rich, Power of Positive Thinking, or many other very excellent books on how to sell, and spend another hour or 2 involved in listening to or reading those books or listening to them on Audible. You can go on YouTube and you can find excellent seminars and webinars on how to sell. But if you could spend 8 hours, that's all, just 8 hours refreshing your knowledge. Maybe you're a pretty good salesman already, or you have been in the past, or becoming more knowledgeable if you don't really know that much about selling, or becoming very knowledgeable if you would like to step up your game. That 8 hours alone on becoming a better salesperson would probably make a massive difference in your business. Because as I like to say, nothing happens until something's sold. And of course, as many people have said over the years, if you're a business, you should be always closing. So whatever your philosophy of your business is, it doesn't matter. You need to be able to sell, and you need your people to be able to sell, and you need to be able to direct those people who are involved in the sales process. So that would be step number 1, 8 hours combined total learning how to become a better salesperson. Okay, number 2 step. Step number 2, learn about your financials. Most small business people don't like financials. They have no interest in becoming involved in the financials. They know they need them for taxes, but they're not interested in the numbers. They might hate, they may be have an arithmophobia. They don't like to do math. But the truth is, the math part is pretty simple, and it's the analysis that matters. And most small business owners are pretty good at analysis. So once again, I'm going to suggest you start with my book. Actually, Shayla Chamberlain and I, who is a CPA and a CMA, have put together this book called Making Money Out of Thin Air. And it would take you probably at the most about 3 hours to read this book. So you read through the book and it's going to give you a ton of fundamentals. your eyes are going to be your eyes are going to be spinning, because over and over again you're going to see where minor changes in the way your financials are compiled, in other words, how the accounting is done, minor changes in the way that the accounting gets reported. What do you see as a result of those compiled financial pieces? And then finally, what can you do to analyze it, taking a look at the P&L, taking a look at budgeting potential, taking a look at information that is comparing last year to this year, or the same month last year to this month this year. So many things that will open your eyes. You'll be shocked to see how much you could potentially change your business just by getting a little deeper into the financials. So you read the book, maybe 4 hours, probably 3 hours, but let's call it 4 hours. That's half of the 8 hours. And from that 4 hours or 3 hours that you spend, now you're going to sit down with your accounting or bookkeeping people, whether they're inside or outside. You're going to sit down and talk with them, and you're going to talk about what you've learned. So you're going to spend another hour talking to your existing staff or suppliers with regard to what you've learned, and see if they are up to speed. Many aren't. Many are really just in the business of getting the numbers into QuickBooks, or taking the numbers out of QuickBooks and getting them ready for your taxes, and they don't really see the analysis that goes, the potential for reporting and analysis that could change your entire life and completely change your business. So if they're not the right person, find a CPA or a CMA or even a bookkeeper who understands the principles that are outlined in making money out of thin air, and sit down with them, make sure that they're on the same page with you, so to speak, and then see if they can, working with you, create the financials in the right way. So you're going to spend another 3 hours probably working with them to get the financials to the right place. That's number 2. Number 3 is you're going to learn about marketing. Now, marketing is not advertising. Those are not synonymous. Advertising is one part of marketing, but marketing includes everything from the decision that you made with regard to the business that you would be in, the demographic that you serve, the products and or services that you provide, how those are selected, how they're designed, how they're described, and how they're priced, how they're costed, what do they cost, and also what you price them out at, how you're going to get to your demographic, how you're going to get to your prospect, whether you need to broaden your prospect base or narrow your prospect base. Potentially in the beginning, you may need a broad prospect base in order to get enough customers, but later you may feel like you should narrow to the ones that you do the best with. That's just an example. So that's all marketing. Now we get to things like online marketing, social media marketing, YouTube marketing, a great website, trade show marketing, hiring salespeople, hiring a sales manager. All of those things are marketing. Oh, have we left out packaging, changing your product, changing your services, changing how you describe them in order to make them more successful. So there's a massive amount of things that take place with regard to marketing. Well, once again, I'm going to suggest you start with my book, When Friday Isn't Payday, and or you can start with the website that we've developed, freebusinesshelpnow.com. Those are 2 places where you're going to find a lot of foundational, fundamental pieces of all of these marketing parts, okay? You're going to spend 3 or 4 hours, maybe a little longer, 5 hours, thinking through all of these marketing parts. Now, do you have somebody on staff who's going to help you to manage these pieces? Or do you need to go outside to find individuals that can help you with these pieces? Personally, I'm now going outside. You can see my videos on using Fiverr and other methods, virtual assistants. I'm using outsiders from all over the world to help me with all these marketing parts. I'm not doing my own Facebook advertising. I'm not doing my own LinkedIn analysis. I'm not doing my own video editing. I have people to do these things. So that would become the next step. That's where you're going to spend the next 3 or 4 hours, is staffing up to manage the pieces of the marketing puzzle that you've discovered as a result of your 3 or 4 hours of doing a basic analysis. Okay, so that would be the marketing piece. That's step 3. You're now up to 24 hours of work that you've done in order to really dramatically change your business. The next thing you're going to do, number 4, is you're going to figure out how to manage your staff better. Whether that staff is in the building with you, whether that staff is working out of their homes, whether that staff is overseas someplace, whoever your staff is, whoever the people are that make up your foundational individuals who are helping you to become successful, you need to manage them much better than you are right now. I'm sorry, I'm not picking on you. You may be the greatest manager in history, and that may not even be an issue for you, but I believe there's always room for improvement. So what are you going to do? In this case, I am going to recommend you go to the website, which is freebusinesshelpnow.com, because again, we've created some basic foundational principles that'll get you started. Now, you're going to want to probably spend no more than an hour there to read the articles that have to do with managing people and how to make that happen. Then from there, you're probably going to go online, or you're going to buy some books on management, and you're going to be looking for ways to, number 1, okay, let's start from the top. You need to improve your leadership skills. And what does leadership involve? And leadership involves having a vision, having a clear mission, from that vision, having clear set goals, communicating your vision, your mission, and your goals to your employees, your suppliers, your vendors, and your customers. So good communication of those things so that they understand what's expected of them. So you want your employees to know what's expected of them. Now you're going to want to turn around and find out what they expect from you. If everybody knows what's expected of them on both sides of the contract, everything is going to be so much nicer. Okay. There's a million more things to know about managing employees, but if you got those few things right, so start reading potentially at least one book on leadership, read another book on motivation, read another book on hiring. Find out how you can up your game just a little bit. So by the end of 8 hours of reading a few books, listening to audibles, doing a few YouTube videos or whatever, in order to just get a few more fundamental pieces in place, this will dramatically increase the effectiveness, the efficiency, the ability of your staff to accomplish what it is that you believe needs to be accomplished to move your company forward. As they get better, the company gets better, the profits get better. So I think you get it. All right. And the last thing, and this is a big one. It's one that it's been talked about a lot, but I'm not sure that most business owners still get it. And that is, you're going to spend 8 full hours on improving customer service. And that improvement in customer service starts at the very top. It starts with you. How is your customer service? Are you doing a good job of serving your customers? So again, the idea here is to spend 8 hours. And what's going to happen at the end of that 8 hours? Well, it turns out that there is there's been some studies done that show that there's an equivalency, a clear equivalency between the quality of customer service and the profitability of a company. And it all comes down to one question. And the question that needs to be asked of your customers is, would I recommend this company? Would I recommend these products and these services? Would I recommend them to a friend? If your customers would recommend you and your company and your product and services to a friend, then it's likely that your profits will be at a high level. If they wouldn't, not so much, okay? So how are you going to become much, much better at customer service? Well, first of all, you're probably going to want to develop systems and methodologies for doing that. It may involve a CRM system. It may involve setting up procedures that are very clear-cut that your people understand and follow. It may turn out to be a lot about attitude. I've seen companies where they just have a bad attitude, and they're angry, or there's people that are angry, or there's people that just don't know how to talk to people. If you've got people like that on your staff and it doesn't look like you can help them to get over it, they probably need to go. So if you want great customer service, which equates to great profits, then it's going to become a matter of making everybody in the company understand that good customer service is critical. And that means treating people with tremendous respect. That means that the customer is always right, as it has always been true. That means you're going to make products that are amazing. There's not going to be any slipshod. There's not going to be any, oh, that'll be good enough when it comes to making your products, when it comes to delivering your services. And then there's books, okay? Millions of books, millions of websites, millions of YouTube videos that are devoted to how to improve your customer service. So a full 8 hours on customer service, because it is probably at the very top of the critical list of what determines your profitability. Some of these others are going to contribute to your profits. Some of these others are going to contribute to increasing your sales. Some of these others are going to contribute to your efficiency. But the customer service number is specifically based on research, equates to profitability. So there you have it, 5 steps, 40 hours, and you can have a company that will be amazingly improved, not just for a week, not just for a month, not just even for this year, but because these now become core values and core principles of how you're managing and running your organization. These are things that are going to be in place for years and years and years to come, that are going to be helping you for a very long time. Now, if you liked this video, would you please press like? And would you tell your friends about it? Send somebody an email and say, you know what? You need to see this video. This guy in 20 minutes provided a methodology that by spending 40 hours, you can dramatically increase your business and increase your profits. If that sounds like something that makes sense to you, you might want to subscribe to the channel, because every single day we're trying to bring you great content like that. And then finally, you might want to ask for a notification as each day then something new comes up that we're talking about. So the last thing I would like to suggest is that for things that we talked about, like my books and other items, there's links down below. You can find those links. It'll take you right to those products if you're interested in purchasing them in order to move to the next level. So tomorrow's episode will be a surprise to you and also to me, because I haven't decided yet what it's going to be. But this is Randy Kirk with Small Business Daily. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.